Today we're going to be taking apart the OnePlus 2, one of the newest phones from the company OnePlus. The back is removable, easy enough. You can just pop that off with your hands. Then there are 6 rubber caps on top of the screws. Remove those to remove the double SIM card tray, and then take your screwdriver. I will link parts and tools down in the video description, so take a look at those. There are 18 screws around the back of this phone. Then you can just lift up the back plate, set it off to the side, and this is the best looking phone I have ever been inside. Hit that like button if you like the giant red battery. Then there's a piece of tape over the battery connection and the charging port connection, so lift that off and then pop up the 2 ribbon cable connections. They're like little Legos, you can just lift them up. Then you can lift the battery up and out of the phone. Here is the battery. It is a 3300 milliamp, but it also says on here that it's a minimum of a 3200 milliamp, so I guess they have some fluctuation in battery quality. Here is the charging port ribbon cable. You can just lift that up out of the phone. That's one of the best things about this phone, is that the charging port is replaceable. It's usually one of the first things to go out on a phone besides the battery. It is a Type-C charging port. It's not the normal USB ones. It's very similar to the new Apple Lightning charger, where you can take the charging cable and plug it in either way, whether it's upside down or right side up. There are 2 little ribbon cables down here at the bottom. Just lift those up off the board. And then there's a wire cable as well. Lift that out. Then the board itself should pop out from the phone. You have the vibrator motor right here, and then contact points for the loudspeaker here. The loudspeaker is just sitting on the back of the back plate. Here is the rear-facing camera. Just unclip that from the board and pull it up at an angle. This guy is a 13 megapixel camera capable of recording in 4K. It does have video stabilization as well. Here is the front-facing camera. Lift that up and out of the phone. 5 megapixels. It's a cute little guy. Then there's another piece of tape holding down these 2 ribbon cables, as well as a screw on the bottom right of the motherboard. So unconnect those ribbon cables as well as this little wire cable. Be gentle with it. You can pop that connection off the board and break it. Here's some grounding tape on top of this ribbon cable. I'm going to lift that up gently and then unsnap the ribbon cable from the board. That releases the motherboard from the frame. I'm going to lift that out. Here you can see the motherboard. It's got the dual LED flash on it, as well as the headphone jack. The headphone jack is not replaceable. It also has some thermal paste on the back. I'm assuming this is for the processor or the memory to help keep it cool. And then here is the earpiece. You can just pop that out from the main frame as well. So here is the screen. It's got the screen itself, the glass, the LCD, as well as the frame on the back that holds all the components. In the past, OnePlus has sold these screens as a unit, fused together with the plastic frame and the glass. Hopefully they continue that in the future. Now if they don't, you're going to have to heat up the front of the screen and separate the screen from the frame and put the frame on your new screen later. You can watch my Note 5 screen replacement video to see the same process done. But hopefully they sell the screens as a unit, because it's a much easier repair that way. I'm going to go ahead and reassemble the phone. Hit that subscribe button if you've liked what you've seen so far. I'm going to go ahead and snap those ribbon cables down into place. Being careful with this grounding sticker as well. Don't want to rip that. And then putting the tape back on top of the ribbon cables as well. Here's the front-facing camera. Going to snap that down into place and just line up the little waffle connection over the main board and press it down. You'll hear it click into place. You'll know it's connected. Rear camera goes in. The bottom board snaps down into place. Be careful with those wire cables. Those are very easy to break. Snapping the 2 ribbon cables down. And then the charging port goes back in. Just kind of scooch that Type-C charging plate down to the bottom of the frame, and the frame will hold it in place. Snap the waffle connector in, and then just set the whole ribbon cable down into the phone so the battery won't pinch it or tweak it anywhere when you put the battery into place. Once you get the battery in there, snap it down as well, and take that tape that you took off earlier and set it back down on top of the 2 ribbon cable connectors. Then the back of the phone snaps in as well. And I'm going to turn on the phone really quick just to make sure everything's connected and everything's working before I put those 18 screws back into place. Everything's looking good, so put your dual SIM card tray back into the back and get those little rubber circle pieces back on top of their screw holes. Back of the phone gets put on and you are good to go. I did do a durability test on this phone where I took a razor blade and scratched the screen and tried to bend the phone in half. Go ahead and check out that video if you're interested, and check out a couple of my other teardown videos. Thanks a ton for watching. Hit that like button. Don't forget to subscribe, and I hope to see you around.